His dad died when he was 5. His mom remarried. Decades later, he was helping his mom clean out the attic and discovered a box of old photos. He picked up a photo of his dad holding him as an infant. With tears in her eyes, his mom recounted what happened the day he was born. You were a late in life baby, and we were thrilled when you arrived. The first time your dad held you, he circled your face with his finger, traced the sign of the cross on your forehead, and said, "Today, I anoint you to do great things with your life." When we came home from the hospital, every day, your dad would circle your face with his finger and sign the cross on your forehead and say, "I anoint you to do great things with your life." The day your dad died of a heart attack when you were 5, as you lay beside him in his hospital bed, he touched your forehead and said, "I anoint you to do great things with your life." From The Anointing, a short story by Bob Rosa. Imagine every single day someone saying to you, "I anoint you to do great things with your life." Anointing references pervade the Christian and the Hebrew and the Islamic scriptures. The words Messiah and Christos, from which we derive Christ, literally means oiled or anointed one. Here's our question for today. How might we broaden our understanding of anointing? In our readings today, we heard Adelaide proclaim beautifully, "The Spirit of God is upon me. God has anointed me to bring good news to those who are poor, to heal broken hearts, to proclaim release to those held captive and liberation to those in prison." Then we heard Bernadette with our psalm, "Anoint us, our heads, our eyes, our hearts, our spirits, our souls, our feet, our hands, our lips." We then heard Anne describe anointing as an act of conscious love, marking the passageway into wholeness, and then invite us to reflect on the question, what if every human being is anointed, Messiahed Christ? Assuming we give ourselves permission, perhaps the equation begins with acknowledging that the Spirit of God is upon us, recognizing we are anointed for action, and becoming astutely aware that action equates to care that heals, liberates, and enhances life. As I look around this Zoom community, the folks gathered in this room here, I know you do this in the things you do every day. 2 quick perspectives on anointing. Number 1, 3 weeks ago, at the end of our liturgy, everyone was invited to participate in our Epiphany anointing. This annual practice, which predates my involvement, that means it's gone on for more than 13 years, as a member of this community, has become a cherished tradition here at Mary Magdalene. Since Joe and Eileen Butler are the visionaries behind this anointing, I asked Eileen Butler what precipitated the idea. Eileen explained that when she and Joe Butler joined the community in 2009, it was a much smaller group of individuals who had stepped away from parishes. Eileen recalls that members had been hurt by the institutional church. And at times, this pain manifested itself through sharing as depression or grief or rage or sadness. Eileen and Joe felt called to do something, and they approached Eileen DeFranco and asked if they might offer a New Year's anointing at St. Mary Magdalene. They chose a loving kindness meditation so as not to offend anyone. Hear these words. May you be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May you be safe and free from harm. May you be blessed with wisdom and grace through through the indwelling of the Spirit. So when I inquired of Eileen how people reacted to that first anointing in 2010, Eileen said, Kath, it was what people needed. There were tears of relief and happiness. It allowed people to feel joy that someone anointed them into who they wanted to be. So whether you were here in Drexel Hill on January 5th of this year, when Ann Wood and George Limbach led our anointing, or were on Zoom watching each other's faces as you were anointing and anointed, or you weren't with us, my hope is that you know you are anointed to do great things with your life. My second reflection, on December 10th, 6 days before my dad died, their pastor, Father Brian, stopped by the apartment in Randolph, New Jersey for a visit and anointed my dad. My mom, my dad, Chi-Chi, who had just given Dad a shower, and myself were there. We were offered communion, and I was struck by the contrast. Those of us who were invested in the mundane reality of sustaining Dad's quality of life, preparing meals, giving medication, testing blood sugar, walking safely, clipping nails. We were not anointed by Father Brian. It occurred to me, Father Brian missed an opportunity to anoint the three of us, too. The reality is, for the past couple of years, we had been anointing Dad daily, just without oil. Here's the bottom line. Regardless of our cultural and educational backgrounds, who we love, how we vote, and our social status, all of us, every single one of us, is empowered and anointed by the Spirit to be the good news of love in the world. What action you take is your choice.